What's going on, everybody?
Guess who's back?
Back again.
I'm not singing this time. Nope.
Boys are back. Tell your friends. All your friends. Tell them that Enter Code Podcast is the best podcast you ever heard in your entire life, and everyone needs to listen to it and jump for joy.
Yeah, hit that like button and follow and all
dance
that,
in the streets
and share with your friends.
Yes.
Dance like nobody's watching.
Oh no. No. Dance like everyone's watching.
Shake it like a salt shaker?
Yes, perfect. Welcome to another episode of the Enter Code Podcast. We have some fun topics to discuss tonight, so glad you can tune in. As always, please let us know if you have any suggestions for our podcast. If you have any feedback, both positive and negative, they're all welcome. All your feedback's welcome. You can go ahead and you can give us this feedback on our social media pages. We're at Entercode Pod on Twitter and Facebook, and we're at Entercode Podcast on Instagram, or you can search us on anchor.fm and type in Entercode Podcast, and you'll find us.
And we're on most podcast services too.
Yes. I haven't even checked if they've added any new ones, but do people use things other than Spotify?
Yeah, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, that's what been in my neighborhood.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts is on there. That's right. There's some of these other ones. I'm just like, I wonder if, I kind of figured that, Apple and Spotify have taken over the globe at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, if you don't like those mainstream ones, there's lots of other podcast services that we are on. So we'd love for you guys to share this with your friends and listen and keep giving us feedback and just let us know what you want us to discuss. We want this to be a podcast that serves, your interests as well. We love talking to each other, but we love to would love to have some questions and things like that we can bring on future episodes. So, without further ado, what have you been doing this week? I know we recently posted an episode, not too long ago. So, what's been new? You been watching anything? You been playing anything? You been chilling like a villain?
What's that mean? I don't understand. What you talking about?
It's hashtag dad life. I will say this because we've been kind of grinding at work and grinding with the home life, so not a ton of gaming as much as I would like to, or TV watching. However, I did jump on a stream with Jason and the Game Octane crew, and we played Left 4 Dead 2 on PC.
Nice.
Yes. So, if anyone's interested, that video on demand is on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/GameOctane. But Left 4 Dead 2 was one of my favorite Xbox 360 games that I played with my buds.
Oh, yeah.
Love that game.
Classic.
So, they recently came out, like maybe a week or two ago, with this massive update that they put in some more voice lines, they put in more survival maps, they put in just more content, and even a campaign map where they took one of these fan-made survival maps and they extended it to make it to like an actual campaign. Like the traditional ones where you have like 4 stages and kind of an end horde mode as you try to complete objectives. But anyway, it's just, even after all these years, it just plays so well and is so much fun, and it's so hard. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm like,
out of practice.
And my hand-eye coordination is not exactly what it used to be, but oh man, there were moments where we were getting creamed.
That game was hard back in the day too.
Well, it was. If you got a good crew together, then, you can usually handle it, but man, I kept making mistakes left and right. And one of our buddies who played with us, Chris, his son was kind of he was carrying the team. Let's be honest. But it brought back a lot of fond memories, and there's a lot of stuff that was really cool. It's $10 on Steam, and
that's $10 well spent.
It was well spent. When they did the update, there was a weekend where they had it down to like $2 to buy. Yeah. Even then, it's like, the sale price is no duh. You have to do it. But for $10, it's just a ton of content. And boy, PC is a little different than Xbox, I think. It's just a little more detailed with the zombie dense, and and I don't know if that was new, but I'm just like, oh my goodness, that guy that guy blew up, and that was gross. Anyway, it just, so that's what I played with the boys over the weekend. It was a ton of fun. But nothing for you. You've been, catching up on any shows or anything fun like that?
I've been watching some animes that I grew up with, just kind of getting back into them, watching Inuyasha and MacGyver. It's a very gruesome anime.
Excellent.
All about chopping up and fighting monsters and
cool
alien armor and stuff.
Sweet.
Good wholesome family fun.
Family fun.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, game-wise, if I turn on a game, it's usually I'm playing Spellbreak.
Oh,
that's what I'm trying to get you to play with me.
I know.
Bro, I feel like the Avatar. Come on, man.
I know. I have to. This weekend. Remind me this weekend. I got to turn on the Xbox. I got to download it.
Okay.
I guess I've also just been kind of, I don't know, in this weird lull, because I know next gen's right around the corner, and so I'm kind of really excited for that, to a point where, if I don't turn on my current stuff, I'll be okay until the new hotness comes out. But I want to jump on Spellbreak with you, because it does sound super fun.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, Spellbreak is a free-to-play game. It's kind of, imagine playing Fortnite, where you have, it's a 42-person battle royale, but you get elemental power. So that's why I said, if you've watched, Avatar: The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon, so you've got your earth powers and fire. There's fire, water, wind, lightning, ice, earth, and toxin.
Is there wind, water, and heart?
Go planet.
Yes.
No heart.
No heart. Okay.
No. People are very vicious in this game.
Excellent.
But it's cool. So you get to mix and match the different elements. So you could have wind with toxin. So you'd throw down a tornado and throw the toxin in there, and it's just a tornado, toxic, or you throw a fireball and it explodes with the toxin and stuff like that.
So that part intrigues me, because when I first, when you're first describing it, I kept thinking, sure, you have one element, right? But the ability to mix them, they could get some pretty crazy combinations. So
some pretty sick combos.
Okay, let's do it. Let's play this weekend. Just throw something at me. Okay. Remind me to jump on.
Can I throw something at you?
Sure.
Really?
I don't see why not.
Sweet. I'll throw a cookie.
Oh, yes. All the cookies.
It'll be a crumble cookie.
Oh, stop it. That's so messed up. Sorry. There's, for all those friends in Utah that know about crumble cookie, they are magnificent. I'm assuming they're nationwide, aren't they? Crumble cookie?
I don't know. I never heard of them until I moved here.
I didn't either. I don't know. There's weird stuff in Utah that I didn't think would work, but do.
It does.
Soda stores, or soda, not even stores. Soda. What is fizz and swit?
It's almost like fast food soda.
Yeah,
soda combination.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like the Starbucks of sodas.
There you go. Yeah, there's all kinds of those here in Utah, and then crumble cookie, and
Utah's weird, but we love it.
We love it. We absolutely love it. You want to know what I almost turned on the other day?
What?
You're gonna laugh at me.
Oh, jeez.
My Hero. I almost did it.
Why didn't you?
Because I don't know,
bro.
My whole family.
Yeah, I got him hooked. You're welcome.
I know. My Hero Academia. Almost turned it on, because my two oldest love the show. Manuela, my wife, loves the show. And maybe I just want to be a part of their conversation and know what they're talking about.
It's worth it, man.
I don't know. 4 seasons? How many episodes a season?
Depending on the season. Most most animes are maybe 24 episodes a season. They go by really quick, though.
Okay.
They're maybe 23 minutes an episode.
Oh, okay. So more like a traditional television show.
That's pretty short.
Okay. All right.
I will forewarn you, the main character, Deku, or Midoriya, whatever you want to call him.
Yes.
He is very whiny, but he gets better in the end.
Green-haired dude,
yes.
Right? Okay, got it.
Yeah, but you'll love All Might.
Okay.
All Might's for those of you that don't know, My Hero Academia is basically, it's a superhero anime where it's a world where all these people have different, what's called a quirk. So it's superpowers. So, you have ice powers, or fire, or super strength, and All Might is basically, he's the best hero out there. He's like Superman. Mm-hmm. So he's that iconic character, and it's just kind of him teaching the next generation of superheroes. So it's really fun. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
I'm all caught up. I'm waiting on you.
Well, so it's still going, right?
Yeah,
it's not...
they're on season 4. Next season won't be out until next year.
Oh, okay.
But 4 seasons, and they've done 2 full-length movies so far.
Okay. Do they do like 1 episode a week type of thing? So when the season comes, then the season 5 comes out?
About an episode a week, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think when I saw the trailer, it's like early next year. I think maybe in March.
Oh, really?
And so you got time to catch up.
I got time. They're on seasons 1 through 3 are on Hulu, and then 4 is on Crunchyroll.
I'll let you use my Funimation login.
Okay. Oh, Funimation. There we go.
Got all of it on there.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta at least try. I gotta see. Yeah. Give it a try at some point in time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fall break. Maybe I'll go wild and go watch an episode or 2.
I'm pretty sure there's some characters that you're just gonna love.
Okay. All right.
Just knowing you.
Okay. Just as long as because the guy's a little whiny. But But
a lot of characters in anime starting out are whiny.
Yes, they do.
Naruto was whiny.
Oh, yes.
Goku, when he was a kid in Dragon Ball, was very whiny.
Very whiny. No, that's true. That's true. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You heard it here first. He just committed.
I gotta commit to at least, and I can't watch just one because sometimes shows take a while to build up.
I challenge you to at least watch season 1. If you're not hooked after at least season 1.
Oh, the whole season?
Bro, you can do that in one setting. You can watch it at work when you're not doing anything.
You're doing too much, man. When I'm not doing anything, excuse me. Wow. I wish. Well, I think we're all just trying to survive and, do the best we can. Try to catch up on shows and games and stuff like that, but
we need some outlets here and there.
That's right.
Especially with everything going on.
Yes, we do. Well, and speaking of one of our favorite outlets, we wanted to talk about some wrestling.
WWE, baby!
So, we try to have at least a couple episodes, I would say, a month about wrestling. Just kind of the state of things. And also when there's a pay-per-view, we try, to talk about what happened and give our professional analysis. Because, obviously, WWE needs to hire us as writers.
Yes.
We've said this multiple times. And I'm going to just flat out say I'm going to take credit for things that are going on right now.
Yeah?
Yes. Okay. I think they listen to our little podcast and they're like, oh my goodness, believable storylines that last a long time?
Right.
Wow, let's try it and see what happens. And sure enough, we got a couple really interesting and really good storylines.
Funny how that works.
Funny how it works, give the audience time to engage in the product and they'll stick around and see what happens. I know, it's crazy talk.
Although I think they are, every once in a while they do what's called a draft where certain superstars go to different shows. So some will go to Raw, some will go to SmackDown.
Let's talk about it.
And so, traditionally you would have a GM for both shows.
Yes.
And they'd be like, I choose this superstar and I choose this superstar. And, when we had the audience live there, you'd feel like this, or be like, oh, okay, that's a weird choice.
Yes.
And this time it was just Stephanie McMahon, who's, one of the owners of the company.
That's right.
She was just kind of reading off this card. Well, SmackDown chooses this person and Raw chooses this person. It's like, it was kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
And most of the superstars didn't really switch shows.
If you go on the WWE network, they have a 5-part miniseries called Ruthless Aggression. And I think it's the last episode or the fourth or 5th episode. That's when, during that era, that's when they had their first draft. And so it's interesting hearing the wrestlers talk about it because, it got to a point where it would shake things up, but then they took it as a sense of pride. Like, okay, I want to outdo Raw, or I want to outdo SmackDown. And so lately the lines have been blurred, I would say. Even though stars are drafted to the different shows, we still get these weird run-ins and things like that of cross, cross mixing.
Who was on what show doesn't make any difference because they always end up on the show anyway.
Somehow, right?
Yeah.
And they always have these weird rules of like, and I can't remember the wording of it, but like last year, for example, they had the draft last year. Spoiler alert, they have the draft every year. But when they did the draft last year, they did it almost like an NFL draft where they had, Raw and SmackDown executives all in a room, and they'd do their they would make the announcement and then they would cheer. And it's obvious that they're not real executives, it's just hired people to cheer. But anyway, it made it kind of goofy and fun. But then they had these weird rules of having having a couple superstars from each show could move to the other one. I think they have 4 total or something weird. Anyway, there's weird stipulations, but you're 100% right. It shakes things up. Sometimes it doesn't really shake things up too much. And because you're still going to get, people going back and forth. What would you say? Well, what do you want to do first? Do you want me to tell you who's on which roster, or do you want to talk about the shakeups?
I would say the shakeups or maybe the head scratchers.
Okay.
I don't think we need to go through the whole list. They can look that up.
Will they, though? Will you?
Oh, they will. Because they want to know.
There's a great website, Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online. I know that's a mouthful, but f4wonline.com. So Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez. Dave Meltzer's been in the wrestling biz, reporting on it for decades. So very in-depth, lots of analysis that you can sign up for. But going on there, we'll have a breakdown of all those, all the moves and things like that. But John, why don't you go first? What are then, so we don't have to read off these names. What were some of the surprises for you in terms of, let's start with who moved. What were some of the surprises for who moved?
Surprise for me was, the night of the New Day, we got Xavier Woods came back. He was out with his injury. He
had an Achilles tear last summer.
Yeah, so he's been out for a hot minute.
Yeah, and it was a house show in Australia or something like that. Anyway, tore his Achilles, and as you guys know, Achilles injuries take a long time. Doesn't matter who the athlete is; it takes a while for it to heal. Luckily, how do I say this nicely? In a way, we were fortunate. I don't want to celebrate the injury. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to celebrate it. But in a way, we were fortunate that he was injured because he spent so much time on Up, Up, Down, Down, his video game YouTube channel. Yeah. And I think he's done some really cool stuff, especially with COVID going on, making some really entertaining content.
Oh, yeah.
Usually,
need some good laughs. We recommend that YouTube channel.
Yeah. Usually he would have the wrestlers, when they're all backstage, he would, film that way. But they're adapting, and he's made some really entertaining videos, of them all having Twitch, channels and stuff. Oh, that's what we're going to talk about. I forgot. We got to talk about that. Sorry. Spoiler alert. WWE isn't very happy about wrestlers and their Twitch channel. So we'll talk about that in a second.
Stay tuned.
Yes. So anyway, glad he's back. Again, I don't want to wish him to be injured, but he made some great content when he was injured, so hopefully he can keep that up.
Oh, I think he will. That's his baby.
That it is. But he's worked real hard. I don't know if you watched the footage,
watching him being back in the ring, he was showing, hey, I still got this.
Oh yeah, he was flying pretty good.
Flying halfway across the ring, doing an elbow drop on Shinsuke,
yes.
Oh, thing of beauty.
Yes.
But anyway, him and Kofi Kingston, they won the SmackDown titles, and for those of you that don't know, they are part of a trio with, themselves and Big E, part of the New Day. And so it was interesting because Kofi and Xavier Woods got drafted to Monday Night Raw, but Big E stayed on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. But in my head, I was like, how do you take the SmackDown champions to Raw? And, later in the draft, as this was going on over the couple of days, the Raw Tag Team Champions got drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So they had a little segment where they had a WWE official, and they were like, they exchanged titles. So New Day became the Raw champions, and the Street Profits became the SmackDown champions.
Right.
And it was a fun little interaction. What is it? not Ford, but Dawkins, Angelo
Yeah,
Dawkins.
oh, yes.
He was like, as he's handing his belt over to Woods, he was like, "Take care of Priscilla, treat her nice." And I was like, "That's awesome."
Yes.
I love that he named his belt.
Right?
And it was just like, it was silly, but it works for their characters.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
And they're both great tag teams.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I will say this. I kind of wished that Cesaro and Nakamura would have the belts a little longer.
Yeah, it was very short.
It was a short run. But yeah, it was weird that they split up New Day. And it's weird because I don't know if I believe that WWE is committed to Big E having a singles run. Like, fandom, as fans, we want him to have a singles run.
Oh, yeah, it's overdue.
We want him to do well. We want him to get gold. We want him to earn a belt or 2 or 3. We want him to do that. Will they commit to doing that? Will they let him be him? He has the ability. We know how funny he can be. Mm-hmm. We know he's hilarious.
Yeah, but he's also got that switch for when he needs to be serious.
He can be serious.
Puts on a clinic.
Exactly. He's
Big
great.
E, you a beast.
He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. I hope this means they'll commit to him. I don't know. Even if it's like an Intercontinental Championship, like, let's get him some gold. Let's let him keep it. Get him in a good run with someone. I don't know, bring back the 5 count. That'd be kind of funny.
Right?
Back in his NXT days, he would make the ref count to 5, because he just would devastate his opponent. So 3, counting to 3 is he don't need that. He needs 5. So yeah, it was weird. It was weird. There was another breakup in the draft, and that was Heavy Machinery. But that one,
they haven't really been much together.
No, Otis has taken off.
Yeah.
Otis has been Heavy Machinery. They're the big beefy boys, another tag team. But Otis won the Money in the Bank, and he's kind of taken off on his own little storyline, and the other guy Tucker's kind of been doing his
supporting
own thing.
Yeah,
right. So that one didn't surprise me, but the New Day for sure. New Day was a huge shock, I would say. Are there any other ones that you can think of that were surprising to you?
It was interesting to see, like, some people got switched over. So Alexa Bliss and The Fiend got called up to Monday Night Raw, and Seth Rollins, who calls himself the Monday Night Messiah, is now on Friday Night SmackDown. So is he the Friday Night Fada? What's the Friday Night
the Faja? The Friday Night Faja?
Like, what rolls off the tongue, like Monday Night Messiah?
Friday... Oh, that's a really good question.
Friday Night Fallen Angel?
Nah, that's not very
hard.
good.
Like, how do you keep that gimmick when that's what you were?
Right. SmackDown Messiah? It's gotta be. I wonder if it's not. I kind of wonder if he's gonna go away from like the not saying the day of the week. I wonder if he'll tie in SmackDown somehow. I don't know, the SmackDown Savior.
Ooh,
that kind of goes.
I can see that.
SS SmackDown Savior. I mean, okay, there might be some work.
But it was interesting as well because he's had that feud going on with the Mysterios. So Rey and Dominic went to SmackDown as well.
Correct. They'll keep that going, which it's gotten
interesting.
They kind of took like a page out of the old WCW playbook, and your daughter's not really your daughter. Dun dun dun. And it's like, come on.
And your daughter's got feels for this older gentleman.
Right.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah. It's just like, okay, all right. Murphy headed over there as well. It's like, yeah, they transported that whole storyline over.
Did you see that? I think it was a tweet a while back, kind of when this all started, where Dominic kind of broke character and said like Seth was very fun to work with and like he's learning a lot from him.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, okay, way to break character.
Yeah,
like, you're supposed to be like, no, this guy is a terrible human being.
Right?
Why is he doing this to my family? But I mean, you see them in ring together. Like, you can tell that Seth is working with him.
Yes,
Seth is phenomenal.
What a great partner to be with. Yeah, in a way, I remember we talked about this and kind of were not digging the storyline at first, and boy, it got better.
It's just it was a slow, weird start, and then kind of over time, it just got better and better.
Well, I think when you have a storyline that doesn't involve eyes, then maybe
no eye gouging.
Yeah, it gets a little bit better. There's a couple other interesting ones for me. A name that we haven't heard in a long time was Lars Sullivan. Mm-hmm. Lars Sullivan, if you guys do not know, he was touted as this a big arrival on
the next big thing.
Yes, it was either Raw or SmackDown. Was it a year ago? 2 years ago?
It was about a year ago.
So he was, they were talking about he's this big bad heel. He's a monster. He had a couple matches, and then unfortunately he had kind of a nervous breakdown. I'm not sure if it was anxiety involved or what, but he took some extended time off of wrestling. Something
Maybe
happened.
Couldn't handle the pressure.
Right. I think there was pressure involved, being in the arena with the fans. I want to think it was anxiety.
Maybe it was too soon, kind of thing.
Right. So he's been out of the picture for a long time, and even when he was out of the picture, some stuff came up of like previous things he said on social media and things like that were kind of questionable. So it was just interesting that he's, I guess back. Which is kind of interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with him,
I don't know.
I kind of think that they should have just left him off TV, personally.
Yeah.
But
I mean, kudos for trying, but I don't care.
Yeah, I don't, there's nothing about his character that I'm like, oh, he's cool,
Yeah.
Like, we already got, like, a Braun Strowman,
We got Brock whenever he comes in.
Right.
We got the big, like, monsters.
Yeah, we don't need this guy. So that was interesting. That was, for me, kind of interesting. Another interesting thing, because you already kind of mentioned Street Profits and, New Day, for example. I thought it was kind of interesting that they drafted tag teams, and I don't know why. I always remember the draft being individual, like you draft the wrestler. But in this case, there were several tag teams that were, Nakamura and Cesaro, for example, they were a pair that were drafted during that round. Ziggler and Bob and Robert Roode, for example, glorious. They were drafted. Street Profits were drafted together. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan were drafted together. So
I will say, just kind of tagging onto that or piggyback onto that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got more tag teams.
Oh, sure.
I feel like that's been missing with WWE. Like, it's all been up the singles, and it's like, okay, we need more teams. We need more stables. Like, let this go. Yeah.
I think, part of me feels that this is a response to how well the tag team division in AEW is. And because there's so many great tag teams, and they're highlighted. Like, there's a lot of tag matches in AEW. So I kind of wonder if it's just like maybe we need to get our act together, because there's all these great tag teams, but WWE never showed them off really.
No,
never gave them too much love. But it wasn't even tag teams, like Hurt Business. All of them were drafted together.
Yeah, and Retribution.
All drafted together. Yes, exactly. So, unfortunately, T-Bar wasn't drafted on his own, or, what's his name? Oh, Slapjack, what wasn't drafted by himself.
They really thought outside the box with those names.
Yes. Oh, do you know that, Kim has a name? I believe she is referred to as Reckoning. At least that's what it says in this article right here.
Womp, womp.
You gotta love it. I guess another reason why it's weird as well. For example, looking over this list, Mandy Rose was drafted, to Raw by herself, and then so was Dana Brooke, but they've been tagging together. So it was just kind of,
Yeah, so they're not an official tag team, but
yeah. It's just kind of interesting, you know. I guess I assumed with the draft it'd be individual by individual, but in some cases it was either groups were drafted at the same time or tag teams were, and again, except for New Day, who they were split up. So anyway, so interesting. The draft is always interesting because you never know where it's gonna lead. You know, it could be very cool. Or it won't matter because we're going to see wrestlers jump over all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the next question we want to ask ourselves, and it's too early to predict, but let's pretend. Let's just predict. Which one do you think is going to offer the most entertainment, Raw or SmackDown? Based on these, on who was drafted where, what do you think? Who do you think will have better matches?
I'm kind of torn because I like wrestlers on both shows, but I feel like I've had more entertainment lately on Raw. Like, you know, you got the Drew and Orton thing going on. You got the Hurt Business.
Yes.
And their little rivalry. You know, they did have a rivalry with Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
Yep.
But Cedric Alexander joined them, and I think they're trying to bully Ricochet into it, which I don't know if you saw that match. I think, like, the stipulation was if Ricochet lost against Cedric, then he'd have to join the Hurt Business.
Oh, did he? Did he lose?
No, he actually pulled an Eddie Guerrero move.
What?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't. No,
okay.
No.
So for those of you who didn't see, including Ryan, spoiler alert, this is your forewarning. Okay, here we go. So, you know how Eddie would, like, pretend like somebody hit him in the face with something and just lay there.
Yeah.
So, MVP grabbed a chair. Excuse me. The ref somehow got knocked down, and he's like, Cedric. So he slides the chair in there, but Ricochet grabs it. And Ricochet just kind of holds it like he's going to hit MVP or Lashley because they all got up on the ropes. And then he just slams it down on the ground. And as the ref is getting up, you see Ricochet fall over and just like hold his face like, oh, because he throws the chair to Cedric. And the ref was like, ring the bell. And MVP's like, he didn't do anything. What are you talking about? And I was just like,
oh my word.
Wow. What an homage.
Okay.
Like, wow.
But what if they have Ricochet do Eddie Guerrero stuff, like, in the future?
Ooh.
Oh my word. Bring some interest to his character back. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
They need to do something with Ricochet, and like that was cool. Like some of the moves he did in the ring too, like him and Cedric, like two high flyers and quick guys.
Oh yeah,
they play off each other really well.
Dude, that's awesome. If they can get something like that going, then that'd be fantastic.
Imagine if Ricochet started doing an amazing frog splash.
Don't
we did
tease
the
me.
Three Amigos. Or...
Don't tease me.
He could
do
it.
No, I know he can.
Ricochet, you're the one and only. We believe in you.
Do it. Oh my gosh, that'd be so amazing. Just it's something with him because they botched his you know,
it was too
calling up to Raw. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I think you're right. I think potentially with the roster on Raw, there's some really good storylines that can happen. SmackDown have some great wrestlers, so I think there's going to be good wrestling on SmackDown. I just think storyline, you know, could be really interesting with Raw. For example, with Fiend being on Raw along with Alexa Bliss. For those of you who don't know, Bliss is kind of going over to the Fiend side, and I did see the highlight there where she freaked out Zelina Vega and
Andrade, and she was like hanging upside down like the Fiend, or like how Bray used to do.
And then Fiend shows up, and they both do the Sister Abigail.
Oh,
that
was just beautiful,
right?
And just like that sinister look. Like I think someone posted this. And like the best caption, I think, is like, I got a Joker and Harley Quinn vibe going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I like this.
Right. It could work so well. So I'm hoping they continue with this. Again, a long-term build that's building to something good. Mm-hmm. You see, WWE's listening to us.
You put out in the universe, it happens.
Exactly right. You know, looking over SmackDown real quick, Roman Reigns has been having a very, very good storyline with Jey Uso. So having them both on SmackDown, that's good. They can keep that going. You know,
again, another one taking its time,
Yes.
developing and not forcing. It's believable.
Yep.
Because, you know, just so you guys kind of know, to paint this picture, Roman Reigns has always been more or less like a face, which is a good guy in the business.
That's right.
Now he's kind of more like this heel role, like he's a dominant champion, and him and Jey Uso are cousins and part of like the Onawahi family. I probably butchered that. Polynesian Samoan family.
Yeah.
And Roman is like, the character arc is Roman is like, I'm the one that's putting food on the table. I'm the big dog. I'm your tribal chief. Like, say it. And Jay's like, no, I'm not gonna say it. I ain't bowing down to you. And Jay's like, I want that belt.
Yep.
Like, it's my time to shine.
Yes.
All this time us growing up, like, you've always been the bigger and stronger one. I can hold my own. And I'm like, ooh. I'm like, Kofi Mania again? It feels like it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Even with this draft, and they did the draft in a smart way, where storylines that were going are still gonna go, and there's intriguing things, you know, roster additions on both of them that could potentially make things even more exciting. So kudos to WWE for doing, I think, the draft right. I mean, I think that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
You know, they want to shake things up, but they're not going to shake things up too much where they're destroying these storylines that they're finally putting effort in and making them very exciting and very interesting.
Just do right by Big E and the New Day. That's all I ask.
Please do. Please do. We knew it was coming. It's just weird that it's coming now when Xavier's finally back. Like, anyway, very, very weird. So kudos to WWE for that, but we'll talk about real quick as we wrap up the show, you know, some of the negative with WWE. You got to take the positive and the negative. And so, you know, last thing I want to discuss with you, John, to get your input is the new Twitch policy for WWE. If you saw John's face, you would laugh. So here's the interesting thing. WWE wrestlers, for some reason, are considered independent contractors. So basically, somehow, back in the good old days, Vince, you know, convinced others that, you know, he doesn't have to do certain things because they're independent contractors, so it saves him a ton of money on taxes, and he doesn't have to pay them for, like, benefits. And anyway, it's just a kind of a dirty, rotten situation. And so, you know, a lot of wrestlers have spoken out about it in the past, about being just basically having no rights while they're being independent wrestlers. And so it kind of took a step forward, you know, a step in the wrong direction when it came to, you know, Twitch streaming and Cameo. Is that the website? The website Cameo, where you can pay to have like a celebrity or a musician or someone to, you know, record like a 30-second or a minute, you know, whatever. You know, you pay the money for that. And so Vince McMahon came out and said that, you know, those who are streaming on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, they're going to have to start owing money to, you know, paying part of the money that they earn from subs, you know, and donations. It's going to go to WWE. And then WWE will give them part of that money as part of their, like, bonus pay.
What?
Yeah. So
it's lame.
Yeah. And
let them do their own thing. And
I can't help again but think about how successful Up Up Down Down has been. And, you know, Up Up Down Down will never go away because that's kind of, I want to say, WWE sponsored. So, you know, Xavier Woods will still have that. Will he be able to stream on his own? I don't know. Cesaro, Prince Pretty, who else? Adam Cole has
baby.
They got a really big Twitch following. There's a lot of wrestlers. AJ Styles has a big, massive Twitch following.
I mean, Lana streams and stuff with Rusev.
Yep, correct. And they
Miro, sorry.
Oh, wow! How dare you?
Forgive my manners.
He's not in the WWE. Can't use his WWE name. I know, right? It's so dumb. Who else? Paige. She's got a pretty massive Twitch following as well. Mm-hmm. So there's all these wrestlers that, they don't make a lot of money. Like, they put their butts on the line every night, and, especially due to COVID, that's kind of taken away their house show, money and pay-per-view money, and, this is a way to kind of supplement that, and then WWE all of a sudden says, yeah, we're going to take money from there. So, I guess the only good thing that is coming from this news is that there are some bigwigs that, like people who have attempted to run for president and things like that, politicians who it's on their radar of, this isn't right. What you're doing is not right. So I guess the only good thing about this situation right now is people are watching and questioning. And so if they put some pressure on Vince, then maybe he'll change course and allow, channels and stuff. But
we shall see.
We'll see. We look at these streamers. I don't know if Adam Cole would make as much as he does now just by streaming alone. So it's just like, I think these wrestlers are in a really tough position, and it sucks. It really, really sucks. So I guess for right now, look up your favorite wrestler on Twitch and maybe give them a sub right now before this new policy kicks in. give them a couple extra bucks. You know what I mean? I don't even know.
Give a little bit,
right? Yeah, and it always seems this way with WWE. There's always, for every good that they do and excitement in the company, there's always some crap that happens that just kind of just takes you out of it. And anyway, Vince needs to retire.
Right?
But then you think of his theme song, "No Chance." That's what you got. Yeah, it's just he's never going away, unfortunately. Well, that's about wraps up our WWE centered show for tonight. We appreciate all of you for tuning in and listening, and hopefully you'll give us some feedback, especially if you have any wrestling related questions. Yeah, we kind of do a wrestling show once a month, once every couple months.
Depending on what's going on.
Right.
We don't want to talk about all the time, but, we try to have fun.
Yeah, so just if there's any wrestling questions, or, man, even if there's like a favorite wrestling moment that you want to discuss, like, let us know on our social media pages or on anchor.fm. You can, on the Anchor page, you can leave a voicemail that we can splice into the podcast recording. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So let us know your feedback. And then, before we go, don't forget, we gave you last week a homework assignment. And, unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of people complete their homework. Shame. So, we want to remind you to please let us know on our social media pages who your top 5 video game characters are that would make a really good superhero team.
And why.
Yes, tell us why. That's the best part. Explain yourself.
Right.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. You know what I mean? We're not gonna make fun of your picks or anything like that. There are so many video game characters I want to see. I want to see how many people put Waluigi in their list because it's Waluigi. You know what I mean?
Wow, that was so random.
Well, come on. There's got to be someone who puts Waluigi on their team.
I could see it.
Maybe I will now. Now that I thought about it.
I dare you.
No, I'll give you a little tease. Kratos has a very firm spot.
Well, Kratos is a definite
on my superhero team. Yeah, especially if in playing the most recent God of War.
Boy,
yeah, with his axe and so good. Yeah, so he's definitely the powerhouse on my team, and he needs to be on there. So next time we record, we will share who your teams are. So please let us know on Facebook or on Twitter at EnterCodePod. You can also let us know on anchor.fm if you'd like. Just search Enter Code Podcast. Or I guess you can leave a message on Instagram at Enter Code Podcast.
You can DM us.
Oh, DM. Slide into those DMs.
Slide to them DMs.
Yeah, let us know.
Giggity
goo. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and it's been a pleasure. My name is Ryan Welch. I'm with the super awesome, handsome one, John Jefferson Jr.
Super handsome chosen one.
Whatever.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's not that hard.
Fine. John's gonna close out the show with the theme song. Go.
Thank you for being a friend. Laughing and goofing off with us.
Ooh.
It's been so much fun. Thank you for listening to us now.
Dang it. I wanted you to fail that, and he pulled it out again. This is the second podcast in a row I tell him to sing a song, and he does it. How dare you, sir, be so talented?
I aim to please.
Thank you so much, everyone, again, and we're going to see you next time. Do not forget your homework, though. Otherwise, I'm giving you all Fs in class.
Failed.
All right, until next time, be safe, be healthy. We'll see you later, all right? Have a good one.
Later.
Bye-bye.